Hello everybody, welcome back. So I've just been having a little flick around. No, just a little casual basically, looking at how the week may continue. And although Bitcoin is effectively still sideways in this long sideways range, I've gone into the 4-hourly chart, and at this very moment in time there is certainly opportunity for it to continue back up, back into this range of effectively not making a major sort of breakout move or anything like that, but back to the top of its current range, back into this resistance box, starting from as low as 44,000 to as high as just short of 46,000. Now, there's lots of different ways that you can get rallies with altcoins, or for what Moon Boys might want to call an alt season. We'll just call it an alt rally, for the moment, some relief for alts. And sometimes that happens when Bitcoin is at its most boring, right? Sideways, which is effectively what this currently is. Now, I would say that if we break down below 40,350, right, then we come all the way back down, potentially down to the 37,000, and then we'll see if that holds, and we can talk about much lower and much lower after that. But still, this general range is what we're looking for with Bitcoin. This is generally the range, right? And the middle ground on the 4-hourly is the 200 exponential, which we've started to dance around with these golden crosses and death crosses and golden crosses and death crosses. So effectively could either be accumulation, or worst case scenario could be redistribution, which would be leading into a continuation further down, right? At the moment it doesn't look like redistribution at this very moment. It kind of does look like accumulation, but while we're still sideways, until we reclaim, I'd say, and get above this zone, anything is possible. It's literally in the center of a range, in the center of a zone, which could be either bullish or bearish. But in the short term, I would actually favor it pushing up into this resistance box. Maybe not to the top, but at least the 200 exponential, which currently sits at around 45,000, just short of 45,000. So that's your Bitcoin for you. Looking actually okay in the short-term time frames, but remember, if we break down below that 40,300, then we're looking for further down, and obviously that's going to hurt all altcoins. So if we just have a look at the total market cap, including Ethereum but excluding Bitcoin, things are looking a little good over here on the daily. It's still within a consolidation trend, but we are basically toying with the idea of breaking out of that trend line now. I mean, it's not, this sort of chart isn't the best way to look at the overall market, but it is still worth considering. And at the moment, being supported above all these moving averages, there's only at this very moment in time the 200 exponential, which is above us. It's kind of very much like Bitcoin, apart from it's lagged, right? So that we've only just recently broken out of this trend line and got a retest of it 1-2 times in a row, and now we're getting supported on moving averages. So it does look quite good for maybe a continuation, which means altcoins across the board, generally speaking, could have some rallies. We also look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, and although that this on a grand scale does look like it wants to push up, we are having a rejection now below the 200 exponential again, pushing down towards the bottom of the Bollinger Band, and could easily print quite shortly a lower low, and end up sort of having this first initial attempt of a breakdown. We do have bullish divergence, though, I have to say, forming on the RSI. But again, these charts are kind of like rough ways to navigate the risk, right? So what I mean by that is that we're not looking at individual altcoins. You do that with your own altcoin. I'll do that with all my altcoins, the ones I'm interested in. But as a blanket statement, there is opportunity for Bitcoin and especially altcoins to have some upside. Probably with altcoins more upside than Bitcoin in this particular moment. Now, if we think about this as a market cap, right, and we think about where we could potentially go up to, 200 exponential would be the obvious, and that's a 7% move up for the market cap, right? So we could be thinking of something like Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum gets a rally of 7%. Solana maybe. I don't know. We're talking top caps have smaller, generally speaking. It's not always the case, but the smallest caps, with good setups, obviously, you don't just go buying something like because it's small market cap. You said small market caps would go up. No, you have to treat every chart with its individual merit. You can't just trade things based upon this overall blanket statement of breakout potentially confirming on on the total market cap too. So don't just blindly go in buying small cap altcoins. But if those altcoins that you're looking at are at very historical levels of support, with some nice bullish divergence and maybe even some more signals on top of that with Ichimoku Cloud or whatever it is that you like to use, if those charts look promising, then they're the ones that will probably have a decent rally. So I'm not going to call it an alt season, because this isn't, in my opinion, you know, ready for an alt season. But we could be looking for some decent moves for altcoins this week. But much of this is going to be based around the idea that Bitcoin doesn't break down below 40,300. If it does, then altcoins, whatever setup they've got, most likely going to be completely void, because the be all and end all is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the daddy. Bitcoin decides what goes on in the market mostly. So recognize that. But at the moment, it does look like a bit of upside for Bitcoin, upside for altcoins, total market cap as well, and we're looking for, you know, between, well, like I say, 7% of the market cap, but with small cap alts, you know, with decent setups, some serious gains on those, I reckon. But this isn't going to be an alt season. This is going to be an alt rally. So just like the alt rallies that we've determined in the past, you know, in this, you know, since well, I suppose this year, when there's been alt rallies pending, we get maybe 1, 2, or 3 days worth of upside, and then it's all taken away. So you know, for me, the idea would be to enter into some small scalpy trades. But not get too greedy. Recognize that this is not looking like it wants to be an alt season, but there is opportunity in altcoins, especially the smaller caps, to have some serious relief rallies some point this week, if not, you know, beginning any minute now. Right, I'm going to leave with you there. But thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day and take it easy.